Welcome back to Podcast with Nanz. On today's episode, I'll be chatting to Versha Magan from Jazzy Masala Creative. Hi Varsha.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Welcome to my podcast.
Thank you for having me here.
Only my pleasure. So Varsha, you are synonymous with Jazzy Masala Creative. What is Jazzy Masala Creative, or what's the initiative behind it?
When I started the dance company, it was a company at first and then became an academy. My vision was basically to get dancers not to only be trained in one type of genre. It would have, I started doing jazz, ballet, hip hop.
Also various genres.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kathak, basics in Kathak though, not too much of it, because what I found over the years of my dance experience, that the classical was a niche art form.
Yeah.
And not every child wanted to do classical, and they were so inspired by Bollywood all the time that I wanted to keep them inspired, taught them basics, but keep them inspired by doing the other genres as well. So I think that was the formula that I started with, and it just grew and grew and grew over time.
So you're a dancer?
I am a dancer. I dance since the age of 8.
Wow. What genre did you start off with?
Ballet, of all things. Yeah.
Most people, in fact, everybody that I've interviewed on the show most of them have started with ballet.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But remember, I come from Indonesia.
Yeah.
And we never really had any dance schools that taught Kathak or Bollywood or anything.
Okay.
So when ballet came up, and I was crazy about the movie Fame, because that's when it was out.
Yeah.
And it inspired me. It inspired me so much, that when the ballet teachers came into Indonesia to teach, I quite insisted on my mum sending me. Yeah.
And did you study any other genres of dance thereafter?
Yeah, well, most of my training is in Indonesia with Dr. Lalu.
Okay.
And there we did Bollywood, there we did contemporary and Kathak as well.
Yeah.
But also basics in Kathak.
Okay.
I then also did a bit of modern dancing at school, at my high school.
Yeah.
And jazz. And then I attended a Kathak Kendra in London.
Wow.
I did 3 months there. It's not long enough, but it's the only time I had. So I thought to take advantage of that. So I spent 3 months at the Kathak Kendra in London.
That's amazing.
And yeah, I've just been dancing with Dr. Lalu, and then I branched out on my own.
Okay. And where does this passion for dance come from?
I don't know. I really don't, because, every time I watched some movie with dance in it, or a program with dance in it, or we watched Bollywood movies. In those days, we used to get the videotapes, stick them into the machines.
Yeah, VHS.
Yes,
tapes.
VHS. And before that was Beta. We even had Beta.
Oh gosh.
Yes, that's how old I am. And every weekend we'd watch a Bollywood movie, and that just inspired me in so many ways. Not just from a dance point of view, but also from an acting point of view. I always wanted to explore that part as well.
Have you?
In small ways, yes, I have.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay, do you want to share with us how?
Okay, so my first movie was Mr. Bones.
Really?
Yes, I had a scene in there. I've done a week of with Jack Dev Narayan and what's that famous soapy?
Isidingo.
Isidingo.
Yes.
Yeah, I spent a week on Isidingo.
Oh, that's lovely.
I've done a few commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a billboard for what's that? Black Bean.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my pajamas. Such as the weirdest one.
Yeah.
But the most fun shoot I ever had,
Mm-hmm.
because you had to wear pajamas, winter pajamas.
Oh,
So
that's
that
cute.
was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Wild Bean Cafe.
Wild Bean,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you get in touch with Kathak rockers?
So I was watching some YouTube stuff, and so Kathak is very close to my heart. Let me start by telling you that.
Why?
I just love it because ballet, Kathak, if you look at the two styles, they're very different, but they're very similar as well
Yeah.
in terms of their grace and how they move. And so for me, that's always been a connection.
And they're also both classical. One
There
Western
we
classical, one Eastern classical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kathak, I would have learned Kathak if there was a teacher in Johannesburg that taught Kathak.
Yeah.
I would have taken it with both arms. But we never had the opportunity, unfortunately. So we learned, whatever we learned is from watching people and then trying to implement. So when I got to open Jazzy Masala, my like I said, basics of Kathak was there, because I didn't want the students to lose out on what is our core,
Yeah.
where we come from.
The traditional art.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was scrolling through some Facebook stuff at the time, and I saw Anmol had posted something. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to write to him.
Like on Facebook?
On
Like by
Facebook.
Messenger?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I messaged him and I said, I love what you guys are doing. Are you like the teacher or whatever, or what?
Like who's who?
Who's who, you know? And then he introduced me to Kumar, and we had a chat. And then Kumar said, "No, you got to get in touch with Mega. Mega is his PR person."
Yeah.
And that's how it all began.
And what made you bring them down? What about them?
I think what they're doing, I feel very strongly about what they're doing, because Kathak has been fading away. There are people learning it still.
Yeah.
Please don't get me wrong. But it feels like it's just taking a back seat.
Yeah. It feels like there are less and lesser people interested in the traditional art almost.
Yes.
Yeah. I get that.
And I felt it because I've been in the industry that long. Why not have someone like Kumar influence our youth in this country?
Yeah.
Because you would watch his work and you can't help but watch till the end.
That's true.
He's just done some phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
The way he's fused it, the fusion he brings through, and he's using Bollywood music.
Yeah.
He's using modern music. I mean, Shape of You was his first, and that's what I watched.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really beautiful.
He did it so well.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what, let me bring him down here. Let me do a development program. So not just to bring him down and do a showcase, because that anybody can do.
Which you have done in any case in 2019. That was a really, really beautiful show that you guys had put up.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is,
That's not the point.
I could have brought him down, say, do a show for me for 2 hours. Let's invite people. Let's give the world entertainment, or South Africa entertainment.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't feel right, because I remember sitting in every theatre when I watched somebody dance. I would wish I was on that stage. You can picture yourself doing something, or you aspire to be doing something like that. And growing up, we never had those opportunities.
Yeah.
You know. So when Jazzy Masala opened, that was one of my visions, is to give every artist a platform, whether you were 6 years old or 27 years old or 37 years old. It didn't matter, because we never grew up with those opportunities.
Yeah.
Nobody's creating that platform. So for 15 years, that's what I did.
Sure.
Every single year, my students would get onto that platform. But also that also spoke volumes to me, because I could then decide how I wanted to structure a development program. And that's where we come to your question again, asking me what made me bring Kumar
Yeah, what
down.
about them? Yeah.
What about them? It was the fusion, and obviously they were now bringing Kathak to the fore in a very modern, to-date way.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a way that's attractive to the younger generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the youth can be drawn to it. So the whole idea was to preserve Kathak. Okay.
There's an ulterior motive.
If people can understand it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we auditioned a group of people, we put a audition out, and we had 11 dancers that qualified. I couldn't go lesser because there were just so many keen people at the time.
Yeah.
So I took the 11 and we worked with them. The show was half of my choreography and Kumar's choreography.
Sure.
So my work was also presented on at that time. But the idea was to get Kumar to work with the local dancers. And that was part of the development program.
That's an amazing
And the other
initiative.
part of the development program is how you present yourself professionally on stage. How you challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Because they were challenged. They learnt choreography in a week with Kumar. In 1 week they were drilled and drilled and drilled.
Yeah.
And
it's not easy.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Because the standard of Kathak is very different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was the beginning. Yeah.
That's amazing. I really love that. I love what you're doing. And I think that the initiative that you're involved in is such an awesome initiative, just growing the arts and growing not just the Kathak fraternity, but I think the dance fraternity in general. And I'm very proud of you for taking that bold step,
Thank
I
you.
think very few people will actually do something like that.
I just feel it's our responsibility as the older generation. I mean, a lot of youngsters are dancing now. They're doing hip-hop, they're doing jazz, they're doing whatever.
Yeah.
But it's our responsibility in some way or the other, the best way you can. I'm not saying you've got to turn the world around now, but however we can influence the youth with our traditional art forms, with the classical art forms, with dance in general,
Yeah.
with performance, never mind just dance, with performance.
Yeah.
Because why do we dance? Yes, we dance for ourselves. But what is the whole idea of being a dancer?
Yeah. Standing on that stage and
It's getting onto that platform.
yeah.
That's where the rush is. That's where you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it's not about the audience. It's about you performing on that platform.
100%.
Yeah.
I get that. What would you say to other aspiring dancers out there? What would be your message to younger generation dancers?
There's a few things I'd like to say. Don't lose your passion for dance. Keep that fire burning in your tummy. Just keep it going, because dance is one of the most beautiful, beautiful ways of expressing yourself. Apart from expressing, it's also very therapeutic. So that's the one thing. The second thing is to hold a vision for yourself as a dancer. Don't just dance. Hold a vision.
Yeah, set a goal.
Set a goal. Try and aspire to be better each day. Raise the bar for yourself each day,
Yeah.
in terms of learning, in terms of performance, in terms of how you present yourself. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for joining me on today's podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It was awesome having you, and hopefully I'll be joining your next Kathak Rockers workshop.
Hopefully, well, they will be coming down soon.
I
so
can't wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait. But thank you, Varsha.
Pleasure, and thank you.
Pleasure. Only my pleasure. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast with Nanz. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment box below, as well as follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as Spotify. I'll see you guys next time.